The Taqiyah Somali Koofi is a short, rounded skullcap. They are often worn for religious purposes. For example, Muslims believe that Muhammad used to keep his head covered, therefore making it mustahabb. Muslims often wear them during the 5 daily prayers. When worn by itself, the taqiyah can be any color. However, particularly in Arab countries, when worn under the keffiyeh head scarf, they are kept in a traditional white. Some Muslims wrap a turban around the cap, called an imamah in Arabic, which is often done by Shia and Sufi Muslims. In the United States and Britain, taqiyahs are usually referred to as koofis. Topi is a type of taqiyah cap that is worn in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and other regions of South Asia. Many different types of topi caps exist, including the Sindhi cap worn in Sindh and the crochet topi that is often worn at Muslim prayer services. See Salat. The topi cap is often worn with salwar kameez, which is the national costume of Pakistan. Etymology. Taqiyah is the Arabic word for a Muslim cap used in Saudi Arabia. In Pakistan and India, the prayer cap is called a topi. Topi means cap in the Hindi-Urdu language. In Pakistan, men usually wear the topi with salwar kameez. In Bangladesh it's known as tupi. In the United States and Britain, many Muslim merchants sell the prayer cap under the name Koofi. Muslim world. There are a wide variety of Muslim caps worn around the world. Each country or region usually has a unique head covering. Countries. Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, men wear a wool beret called a pakul, which also refers to a cotton prayer cap. Pakul means taqiyah in the Pashto language spoken by the local Pashtun people. Salwar kameez is the traditional men's attire. However, among rebab players, the collarless shirt and pants called pairan tumban or pairan and tunban is popular. The karakul is common. Additionally, women wear the burqa. China men wear a white prayer cap with traditional Chinese clothing including the Chinese suit and a robe called a changshan. In the United States, the Chinese robe is sold as a men's cheongsam. For formal wear, the robe is made of silk, because silk is the traditional Chinese fabric. The rule of men not wearing silk for Muslims is ignored in China, because in China silk clothing is unisex while in the Arab world it is a feminine fabric. Cotton robes and kung fu suits are worn to Jumu'ah. In China, the Hui people developed Muslim Chinese martial arts. Recently, the Chinese government has adopted the tangjuang as the national costume for men. Indonesia, the PECI songkok is the national dress. In the United States, the songkok is called a rampuri cap or African Fez Hat. The Indonesians also produce a machine-knitted skull cap that is popular with Muslims. Javanese people wear the sarong with the caps. In the United States, most Muslim merchants sell the sarong as an izar or wizar. Maldives, the prayer cap is called taqiyah. The cap is known as the thofi and the fisherman cap is referred to as kawari. Bangladesh, the prayer cap in Bangladesh known here tupi. It's a category of craft. Camilla Nilfamari's caps are imported in Middle East. It has a demand all over in Bangladesh. Malaysia, men wear the songkok. Traditional Malaysian men's attire consists of a shirt, matching pants, and waist wrap that is called the baju Melayu. For informal events and prayers at the mosque, the sarong is worn. However, a person seen wearing a songkok in Malaysia, especially in Ajuan Undangan Negri, is not necessarily a Muslim. This is because non-Muslims are required to wear one to comply with the dressing code of the assembly. Taqiyah is known as kopiah in Malaysia. Pakistan, the prayer cap is called a topi. See topi cap. Pakistani men wear a variety of other caps, including the Sindhi topi, a mirrored cap with a front opening that allows the wearer to place the forehead on the ground during prayer. See Sindhi cap. Other caps include the karakul, fez, and pakul. Russia, Muslim men wear the taqiyah. In Russia, the taqiyah is worn with a suit for Eid al-Fitr and a tuxedo for wedding ceremonies. Russian Muslims also wear the dopa, a rug cap. In Russia, giving a rug cap to a person as a gift is a sign of friendship. The Russian name for the dopa is taqiyah. In Russia, the folk costume consists of a Kosovo rotka for men and a sarafan for women. Among Turkish peoples, traditional Turkish costumes are worn. Russian Muslims wear a variety of fur hats, including the karakul, which is called an astrakhan hat in Russia, the ushanka, and a papaki. See Islam in Russia. A Russian diplomat hat, which is a boat-shaped Cossack hat, is also worn. Nikita Khrushchev is said to have popularized it. Somali men in Somalia often wear the Koofi cotton prayer cap, along with a sarong referred to as a mikoris. The jalabia is also sometimes worn. Sudan, the prayer cap is worn under a white turban called an imama. Sudanese men wear the white turban with a white thobe called a jalabia. See Islam in Sudan and culture of Sudan. In the United States, the Sudanese robe is sold as an African dishdasha, Sudani, or Sudanese thobe. Turkey, before 1925, men used to wear the Fez hat and kalpak, or a conical taqiyah known as the Taj. However, the hat law of 1925 formally banned these form of hats. The Turkish cap, which is similar to a beanie atuk, can also commonly be found. The Turkish cap is made of wool or cotton fleece and has a distinctive pom-pomaturi on top. Turkish people also wear regular cotton prayer caps. Women wear a variety of folk dresses with a vest called a gelik and a veil called a yashmak. The traditional wedding dress is red. Men wear the folk costume to festivals and prayers, but most men don a suit or tuxedo for weddings. Additionally, dervishes have a unique costume. United Arab Emirates men in the UAE often wear the Koofi cotton prayer cap. Emirati men wear the white Koofi with a white thobe called a jalabia dishdasha. In an effort to strengthen religious awareness for foreign visitors, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Crown Prince of Dubai, has, from 2012 onwards, requested that all visiting Westerners and non-Muslims adhere to Islamic dress code during religious festivals. If full adherence is impossible, a simple Koofi worn during prayers will suffice. Regions Central Asia, the dopa is most common. In the United States, the dopa is sold as an Uzbek Koofi, Bukharan Kapar, Bacharian, or Bukharan yarmulke. The dopa is also called the rug cap because the needlework is the same as that found on Uzbek Oriental rugs. See Uzbek people. In Central Asia, men wear the dopa with a suit. Uzbeks also wear the taqiyah, which they call a dupi. The traditional taqiyah is a black velvet cap with white or silver embroidery. For festivals, a folk costume is worn that consists of a robe called a khalat. The khalat is often worn with a coat called a chapan. Tajiks wear the rug cap and the taqiyah. In Canada, Neil Peart, the drummer for Rush, wears a taqiyah. Also, followers of the Naqshbandi Haqqani Sufi order wear Uzbek kufas. Bahauddin Naqshband was from Uzbekistan, and it is seen as a friendlier alternative to the austere solid black and white of some Muslims. Eastern Europe. The Bosniaks wear the cotton prayer cap, the black beret, and the Fez hat. See Islam in Bosnia and Herzegovina. During Eid al-Fitr, the prayer cap is worn with a suit. For wedding ceremonies, a tuxedo is worn. North Africa, the Fez hat, the tarbusha chechia, is worn. In Morocco, men wear the jalaba with the fez hats. The short-sleeved robe is the gandora. In Egypt, the galabaya is worn. Southeast Africa, the koofi is commonly worn in the Muslim communities in the coastal areas of Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Some Swahili-speaking populations that are Muslim wear the koofi with a white robe called a kanzu in the Swahili language. In the United States, the kanzu is sold as an Omani thobe, Emirati thobe, or Yemeni dishdasha. A white kanzu and suit jacket blazer is the formal wear of Swahili peoples. West Africa there is the Koofi, which is worn with the grand bubu. The West African robe is called a Senegalese kaftan. The traditional wedding attire is the dashiki suit. The traditional women's attire is the kaftan of the wrapper. Western converts. Most converts use the name Koofi when referring to a prayer cap. Many converts wish to keep the clothing of the culture, as a Muslim may wear any clothing items as long as they are modest. Many Western converts to Islam will wear their own cultural clothes to Islamic services. For instance, a Scottish man would wear a kilt and perhaps a taqiyah for his wedding instead of the balmoral bonnet. English men would wear a morning dress and the taqiyah instead of the top hat. Western clothing, like trousers and an Oxford shirt or a suit, would be worn with the taqiyah to Friday prayers. An Irish man may choose to wear an Aran sweater or a grandfather shirt with his taqiyah to Friday prayer services. A French man would wear a beret or a taqiyah to Friday prayer services, depending on where they come from. Some Hispanic Americans would wear a guayabera shirt, khaki pants and dress shoes. The clothing must be modest. For example, a German man would not wear lederhosen to Friday prayer services because the shorts are immodest. Siora. Some converts choose to adorn what is seen as traditionally Muslim clothing to the mosque and worship services. A man may wish to wear a long robe, a shalwar kameez. A man from the Naqshbandi Haqqani Sufi order may wear a long Turkish shirt, vest called haydariya, and bagwi pants with a turban when going to Taqiyah events. This is very common for Western converts in that Sufi order, as the shirt and pants blends in with common Western clothing better than more conspicuous Islamic dress.